Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today, today's video is going to be two pieces of tiger eye. One red that I did in September of last year, and the other one gold that I did in December of last year. I don't have the rocks still, so I couldn't take a still picture of them. So I'll grab a couple of stills off of the video for the beginning or for the end of the or for the thumbnail for the video, and I'll try to leave those up where you can pause on them and get a better look at them. But I don't have any way to take a still picture where to get better lighting and all that. But I just finished editing the video, and I'm just now doing an extra intro because these were done at two separate times, trying to clear out my backlog of stuff that I've already got recorded that I haven't edited yet, and get some of that out. And I'm going to put a few fresh things up there too. But I'll do a bunch of long videos, and then I'll do a few short videos. That way I can figure out. I've only had my channel for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, not even 4 weeks, I don't think. But I've got 17 videos up, and that's it so far. But I've got a lot of footage yet, a whole 3 terabyte hard drive full of footage. So here's the video. Thanks for watching and putting up with my ineptitude as far as editing goes. I'll get better in the long run. I'm getting faster now that I've bought the software to the editing software instead of just using it for free. I couldn't get any support that way. It turns out I didn't need it. I just kept losing stuff because it would go away, and I'd have to try to find it because it would hide it in another file in the software's storage instead of on my laptop instead of in my hard drive. So here's the video. Thanks for watching. Hello, and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to be fixing these. This is a piece of tiger eye. It's a red tiger eye. I didn't realize it was red. It came with my National Geographic tumbler. And I just threw it in the tumbler because I thought it was too small and it was too ugly at the time. I didn't think it was going to make it very good, and I couldn't tell it was red. I've got a piece of brown here also that I'm going to work on. It's a little bigger piece. I'll be able to make a bigger cab out of it or whatever. But I haven't done anything with it yet. I just found it. It went through the fire in the pole barn here, so it's still got black on it from that. I've actually got 2 pieces of it. Oh, I got 3 over here. 3 more pieces that I thought were big enough to work. I did work another one into a cab for a ring. Today I'm going to start on the red tiger eye. May not be quite red, but it does have a reddish tint to it. So I'm just basically going to round this off a little bit, get the rough stuff off of it. Let me zoom it in a little bit here. And it's got rough edges on it where it didn't tumble real good through the rough stuff. And then it's got a crust on the top and the bottom, or whatever they are. But they didn't tumble, or they didn't polish very good either. I think it's host rock. This one up here might be a silicate. It's still pretty shiny, but it does have a fracture down through it. Now I'm hoping that fracture runs through the whole rock. So I'm going to try to get it where it will polish out anyway, as it goes through. That's what this rough spot is here. That's the fracture, and it goes across the base and then up this side and across the top. But as fibrous as this stuff is, I don't know that it's going to come apart. I don't know how hard those fibers are. I've not worked with this but one. I did one and I tumbled this one. I think I may have tumbled another small piece. I'm not sure. But I'm going to do this on the 220. I'm going to start off on the 220 on this one. Just because I don't need to take that much off of it. I just want to smooth it out where that it'll take a polish all the way around. So basically that's all I'm going to do is just take the polish off that I've got there and work into those troughs and get this rough stuff off the bottom. There's a little dark stuff embedded in that fracture too, and it splits on this face here. That's why that rough spot was so wide. But it's got dark material down inside the fracture, so it kind of takes away from the schiller of the tiger eye. Try to get that off. It's a little concave. That face is concaved anyway, so this way it won't be concaved anymore. That's part of the reason it didn't polish down in that. I like to see what the ends of those fibrous places look like. Also, it's another reason for taking that rough spot off of there. It may be always rough because of the tubes and the fiber the fibrous material. I think I've got some of this that may be have been replaced with quartz or something along those lines. I've got some quartzy looking stuff that's got these fibers in it. But it doesn't have the schiller to it. It doesn't have that reflective schiller. I was thinking it was some kind of a fossil. I'll leave that in dark because I got a feeling it's just going to be dark no matter what I do anyway. I'm going to get all the way through that line. I can't tell how deep it goes. I'm going to run some of this off. This looks like it's more agate or silicone based. But it's got some dirt down in that fracture, so maybe I can get through the dirt where the fracture will polish out a little better. Still got some on that. Had like a small fracture in the side of the fibers, in the top part of the fibers, or bottom part, whatever it is. Just a little like, it looks like a scratch going across sideways here. It's probably the end of certain fibers, and I'm probably not going to be able to get away from it. It'll just probably keep migrating down towards the bottom the further I cut, but I'm going to try to get it out of there. I got it. Yeah, now here's another low spot. Could turn this into another cab for a ring, but if I had a saw with a thin enough blade, which I don't, I could probably put a thin blade on my 8-inch or 10-inch high-tech diamond slab saw. I think I've got extra blades for it, so I've probably got a thin blade, but it'd cut this stone down way too thin to cut it in half. Wouldn't be able to get much dome on them. If I screwed it up somehow, I'd be SOL. Black line running down through on that corner too. Don't look like it's going to come out of there either. Oh no, that goes way back in there. That's part of that fracture, part of another fracture. But, oh well. Let's get this dull spot out here, leveled out. And then I think I can go ahead and start flattening it. Just got this one side left to work on. Should have done this before I put it in the tumbler, but at the time all I had was a 6-inch or 8-inch high-tech diamond flat lap, and I could not for the life of me work on that thing. With it being flat like that, I'm holding my arms up like this, and I've got bad shoulders, and I couldn't do that for very long at a time. So I went and bought a 10-inch, but I can still use it. It's just it's easier to use this with the dop sticks. I couldn't use the dop sticks on that other one. That's why I didn't. That's why I got this. So making customized cabs or smaller cabs for settings and rings and necklaces and bracelets and that type of stuff, they're so thin that I can't keep a hold of them on this. This one's a little small for what I'm doing with it, but I can keep a hold of it good enough because I'm not hitting it very hard. That part of that fracture's not wanting to come out real good. It was pretty deep. Went down in there quite a ways. Now that black line, I think that's some kind of chalcedony. In there, I'm not positive, but I don't think that's a fracture. It's been healed. That's why I mentioned that. Scared me. Must have come out from underneath the fingernail. I had a chunk of something on there that was soft. Made me think I'd chipped that fracture out or something. Stop it. Sometimes you just got to talk to him. that end dark, because I got a feeling it's just going to be dark no matter what I do anyway. I'm going to get all the way through that line. I can't tell how deep it goes. I'm going to run some of this off. This looks like it's more agate or silicone based, but it's got some dirt down in that fracture, so maybe I can get through the dirt, or the fracture will polish out a little better. Still got some on that. Had like a small fracture in the side of the fibers, in the top part of the fibers, or bottom part, whatever it is. Just a little, like it looks like a scratch going across sideways here. It's probably the end of certain fibers, and I'm probably not going to be able to get away from it. It'll just probably keep migrating down towards the bottom the further I cut, but I'm going to try to get it out of there. I got it. And here's another low spot. Could turn this into another cab for a ring, but if I had a saw with a thin enough blade, which I don't, I could probably put a thin blade on my 8-inch or 10-inch high-tech diamond slab saw. I think I've got extra blades for it, so I've probably got a thin blade, but it'd cut this stone down way too thin to cut it in half. Wouldn't be able to get much dome on them, if I screwed it up somehow, I'd be SOL. Black line running down through on that corner too. Don't look like it's going to come out of there either. Oh no, that goes way back in there. That's part of that fracture, part of another fracture. But, oh well. Let's get this dull spot out here, leveled out. And then I think I can go ahead and start flattening it. Just got this one side left to work on. Should have done this before I put it in the tumbler, but at the time all I had was a 6-inch or 8-inch high-tech diamond flat lap, and I could not for the life of me work on that thing. With it being flat like that, I'm holding my arms up like this, and I've got bad shoulders, and I couldn't do that for very long at a time. So I went and bought a 10-inch, but I can still use it. It's just it's easier to use this with the dop sticks. I couldn't use the dop sticks on that other one. That's why I didn't. That's why I got this. So making customized cabs or smaller cabs for settings and rings and necklaces and bracelets and that type of stuff, they're so thin that I can't keep a hold of them on this. This one's a little small for what I'm doing with it, but I can keep a hold of it good enough because I'm not hitting it very hard. That part of that fracture's not wanting to come out real good. It was pretty deep. Went down in there quite a ways. Now that black line, I think that's some kind of chalcedony. In there, I'm not positive, but I don't think that's a fracture. It's been healed. That's why I mentioned that. Scared me. Must have come out from underneath the fingernail. I had a chunk of something on there that was soft. Made me think I'd chipped that fracture out or something. Stop it. Sometimes you just got to talk to him. Still got a little shiny spot in there I'm going to have to take out because it's the low spot and it's not, it'll shine up like the rest of it, but I don't want to leave a low spot in there. I want it to be flat, semi-flat surface or smooth surface. I need a bunch of dings and dents in it. Plus it might not have matched up on the ends. I'm taking a shower here on these. I think I'm ready to go to the next wheel though. Now. Yipper, sir. Let's go to the 600 grit. Why am I still feeling wet? Something I need to do also. Oops. Check my camera again when I get. Set back down because I hit the tripod with my foot. I'm getting out of here. Should have turned the other direction. Set that there. I've got to change the camera angle here anyway. There we go. And I gotta change my light. I don't know why I shut it off. Just an idiot, I guess. Dad's been telling me that. Dad was telling me that his whole life. These ends, it doesn't matter which way I'm going up against the grain because it's the ends of the fibers. But it had a pretty good polish on this top side, or what I call the top side. It was almost like it was agate or chalcedony or some kind of silicate, where the bottom was more like kind of half host rock. It may have been just the tubes were coming all the way out. That's why it didn't polish, but it was black too, not red like the top. The top's kind of got a red cast to it, where the bottom was just black till I ground all that off. Let's dry this off. It's feeling smoother. Let's see what we got. I still got more to work out on this side because I've got a little, I don't know if you can see the light spots in the grain going across there. That's kind of like a fracture. Part of the fracture and either side of the fracture. I need to work on that some more. That was that low spot. That's why I took it back to that steel wheel when I was doing the 240 grit, because I didn't get all of that groove out of there from the fracture. Yeah, it was maybe a chip, or maybe it chipped that away when it broke off of the rest of the rock. Let's go this way. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe it's because I was going across the grain, I was chipping out more. So that seemed like I made more longer. So it was just like the ends of fibers and a fiber or two that were showing. And then when I got done with that last little bit, and I looked at it, there was 2 or 3 fibers showing. Yeah, that's helping. Still got some rough spots in there. Cat's eye or tiger eye is anyway. I'm not sure. I think it seems softer than agate, but I can't really tell for sure just because I'm not putting too much pressure on this stone anyway. It'll make it too hard to hold on to if I try to put too much pressure on it. Okay, that's starting to make my fibers look like scratch marks, so let's go back across ways. Now that I've dug down in there, got towards the bottom of the scratches, or the chipped out part. Much better. I had a low spot where that fracture comes across there. There's another small short fracture that comes across this way. Well, it goes out one side of it. No, it does come all the way across it, but it doesn't go all the way across the stone. So it's only like 3/8 long, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, I think I'm ready for 1200. I hope. If nothing else, I can always go back. I'm going to figure out whether I'm doing right by running it that direction, so we'll go on a stone with smaller grit and see what happens when I go across the grain. See if it makes it worse, and I'll do it on one of the ends where I fix it easier. If it does expose more soft spots. Oh, stop it. Skin's wrapping too far around the stone. It's making it where it... Yeah, I think that's going to work. That's not... That took out all the lengthwise delineations on the fibers running this way. And it's glossing it over, so... That's going to work. We'll just keep up the good work. Just go on the way. Go all the way around the stone while we're doing this. There's a line around that top. See if I can't show it to you. Dark line around that top. Right there. Let me get the reflection off of it. Maybe it'll be easier for you to see. We'll try both. And it keeps making me think I've got a real sharp lip on that edge because that line's there. It looks like it looks like I've 90 degreed that corner, you know. Excuse me. So I keep working on it, trying to make sure I don't. Anytime you're working a face, you need to work the corner edges of that face too, because the longer you're working on that face, the more you're making a flat line on your corner, where it's like a 90-degree curve or whatever degree that would be, because this one's tilted. Holding it here, that's not helping you. Okay, how far? I'll come past the base. I'm talking to myself, trying to figure out how I'm trying to show you something and you can't see it. What I need to do is hook that to my computer, set my computer somewhere where I can see what the heck the monitor's seeing, because that's just a little 1-inch square screen on that camera. It's a DJI Pocket 2. And it's got the gimbal top where you can go side to side and up and down on the camera's like about that wide, about that tall, or the actual lens of the camera. But it has a zoom feature where my GoPro doesn't. Now my GoPro 11 I haven't messed with it much, simply because I have no way to edit the software in it. So once I figured that out, and I didn't find that out until after I'd bought it, and I bought it 50 miles away and wasn't going to drive all the way back down there to take it back. I'm just that stubborn. Besides, I figured I might be able to find the right software somewhere. I just haven't reached out yet to anybody. I'm still not finished with my shop, so I'm not really ready to get real serious on a lot of stuff just yet. I want to do silversmithing, maybe. I want to try it. I know I'm not going to be any good at wire wrapping because my fingers are too big and I don't have the patience really. Hey, this is looking pretty good. Going to work on one edge at a time now until I get that edge right, and then I'll do the ends, and then I'll go to the 3000 grit. So that's getting a pretty good shine on it. Can't see the camera. Actually, I can put that back down here anyway, though. It gets it closer where I can put it up where you can see it. Still got some pits next to that fracture. I need to try to get off of there. I'm not going to get the pits out of the fracture, I don't think. Hopefully that fracture's healed up in the middle, but either way, I couldn't imagine what you'd have to do to wire wrap this to make a... I could drill a hole down through the center of it. Well, it looks better this way, but what did I just do? Took what shine I had on there off. Trying to cut out that row of pits, or batch of pits next to that fracture. Got out on that outside edge. I should have went to the left side. Still got the pits. That was bad. I may not be able to do anything about them because it's where it's kind of going over the edge. That may be the ends of fibers. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing the pits. That's the ends of fibers showing up. So the fiber stops there, doesn't go to all the way to the end of the stone because it's curved over on that edge. So I think I'm going to call that side good. Maybe I can get the rest of it out with the 3000. Let's do this edge. That last one on that other side, because it's longer, I didn't have to go, and because my pits were along in here, up at this upper edge, I think, yeah, on this upper edge, next to that fracture, I didn't have to go all the way out to the edge, so I didn't have to work the corners, but working on this edge here, I'm going to have to work the corners because I'll be going all the way from one side of it to the other. Quite a bit of lighter spots in that side. I don't know if you can see it or not. The light's not on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but quite a few light spots in between the fibers. You can see that the graphite or iron, pyrite, whatever it is, coming down through that fracture on that side. So it's got a metallic look to it. Shiny. Pencil lead look. You know how when you write on something with a pencil it looks kind of shiny and metallic. Some pits. I got him though. Well, a little bit. Made him look better anyway. It didn't take him all the way out, but plus it was looking a little cloudy. I think I'm gonna call that one done. Let me dry it off here and get my fingers dried so that I can keep it dry while I'm showing it to you. Okay. This is the side I would say which should be the face. It's got the better shine on it. And then you've got the edges. Don't look too bad either. This is the side I would use for the back because it's the one that's got the two fractures on it. The other short side. I'm glad it's not in that bad a shape with the fractures. That's why I put a rubber. But then the ends don't look too bad either. But they're all basically host rock or chalcedony, whatever it is. But that one's done. I kind of like that. The looks of that. That's the first time Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to be doing this piece of tiger eye that I got from my National Geographic tumbler. They were meant for tumbling, but this one looks like I might be able to get a cab out of it. I've got another piece over here that I'm going to work to later on. I got actually two more. This piece is pretty good size too. I had three good sized pieces, and I had one or two I think that I made ring type cabs out of, small. They weren't cut out. It wasn't cut out of a pattern, or it wasn't cut into a pattern or from a pattern. So it wasn't a standard size cab. It was just something I shaped and just experimenting basically. Okay, let me zoom you in here. We'll get started on this. I'm doing something different. I forgot to mention, welcome to Matt's Rocks. I may have said that, but today I've got my camera connected to my tablet so I can see better when I'm trying to show you stuff up close. I can see whether you can see it or whether it's in focus. Hard part's going to be figuring out which way I need to move my hand to get it to show up, because I'm not looking at the camera when I'm doing this. I have to be looking at the stone, so that's going to be a little different. Wish I could get it right up there underneath it. I probably could somehow, but I haven't figured that out yet. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to do this on a 220 grit because I don't remember what I used. I think I started on 220 last time with the smaller cab, but I don't remember. I know I'm going to have a lot of grinding to do. But it's coming off pretty easy, so. it's like there's a fiber missing. You can see that dark line coming across here. That looks like a missing fiber. It's got kind of a gap in it, almost like a fracture. I'll try to work down past it, at least where it doesn't look like a missing fiber anymore. That dark line doesn't look like a missing fiber. I don't know what causes them. Okay. Tone down my edges there. They're a little sharp. I'm still be rounding them off with this anyway, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get them all Steven looking either. So we're ready for the next wheel. This shouldn't take very long. I'm glad I started with the 220 instead of the 80. I'd have lost a whole lot more stone because this is soft. Well, softer than agate, but not that soft. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to run this direction very much without getting across shortwave scratches. I don't know how good these ends are going to shine up. The other one I didn't polish the bottom of, or the other one that I did, which was a ring cab. I didn't polish the bottom a bit. I didn't cut it off either to make it flat on that side. It just already was. I think. I wouldn't swear to it. I don't know for sure. I want to say feldspar is what this is made of, but for some reason it's not sounding right. I don't think it's tourmaline, but tourmaline's kind of similar, but I mean, it's got the long fibers like that, but that's about as close as it gets. Well, they look like long fibers. It's actually long crystals, where this doesn't look like crystals. These are tubes. Crystals have squared off flat planes on however many sides they get. Just had an awful lot of flat spots on the bottom of this because I kept trying to cut it off where it show the gold color, but I don't think it's going to. I knew this one wasn't going to. Well, it is kind of a fracture. It's been filled in, but as I can see it going through up here. Cool though. Okay, let's run it this way. I'm pretty sure that last one had a good gloss on it, so whether it was as shiny as an agate would be, I don't know, but I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been over a year since I cut that one. Dry it off, I think I'm ready for the next wheel. With all the lines running all the different directions, it's going to make it really hard to see the fractures, or scratches. Didn't make it hard to see that hair or fuzz that came off of there when I pulled my finger away a minute ago. Okay, we're ready to go to the next wheel. Let me change the angle of the camera here real quick. Lower this down a little bit. I like the angle. Looking down, that way I don't get in the way, but it's hard to reach from this chair. So I have to physically move the camera itself on the gimbal because the tilt's locked, but what that means is whatever it's focused on at the time, when you tilt the camera, that's going to stay there. I've been trying to figure out why that's doing that, and now I realize it. That's still new to me. I've only had it about 6 months, 8 months, something like that, and all I've been doing is rock videos. I haven't edited but one or two, and that was basically just dropping all the clips from the video into one timeline just like they were. I may have cut out a few of them, a little bit of them, but I'm still trying to figure out how to make or how to speed up the playback, speed up the playback speed for in the middle of a video, so that I can still let you hear what I'm saying, but yet fast forward through some of this tedious stuff. Especially since how it's making the video so long that I got a feeling not many people are going to want to watch them. The one that I did edit already was 4.5 hours long, I think, something like that. And that was with cutting out quite a bit of stuff. Some of the stuff I was talking about wasn't relevant to the actual polishing of the stone, so I figured, well, I could cut that part of it. Or spots that I had to stop, do the camera, and places that I messed up, that type of thing. That was it. That was all I was doing, was cutting stuff. I wasn't changing speeds, or some of them I could probably focus. Or not focus, I could probably zoom in a little closer on them and then put the zoomed in portion in there. I know there's all kinds of tricks you can do with editing, but Okay, I believe I'm ready for the next wheel. I've got to figure out here before I get done. There's a lot of dull spots. You can see where the ends of some of the fibers are at. These little dots where the fibers turned and broke off, or maybe an occlusion in between fibers or something. There's an awful lot of that. So I don't know if I'm going to get a mirror shine out of it. I'll be able to tell once I edit up, get this a little more, work through a few more of the wheels, or these last two wheels. Whether that's going to come out or not, I don't know if it is. It's got plenty of shine to it with that schiller or whatever it is that the cat's eye or tiger eye puts out. I'm so used to remembering that it's tiger eye, that's why I can't remember what it's made out of. I know I've heard it, I just can't remember what it is. I don't know which family of minerals it comes from. Hard to let you see exactly what I'm doing here. I should be looking at the tablet a little more so I can see whether, especially when I got it up like that, because my fingers are in the way. This is the side that had more spaces in between fibers. Seemed like had more of the broken off ends too. That might be just stuff in between the fibers. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. I've been over it pretty good. I haven't gone over it sideways, shortways yet. I don't know if I went over it sideways on the other one. Probably did. That's probably how those ends got messed up, because that seems to be where the seeming gaps were at.
Okay. I think I like it better with them going this way. I'm not sure yet. Let's see what happens to this one going this way, and then drop back to the other one. 3 sides is just too many to try to keep track of. Yeah, that didn't seem to change anything, so. Try hitting a little harder. Sideways. Still nothing. Something seems to be opening up more. We do this in the middle of the wheel, lengthwise. See if it changes anything. I run it for a little longer too than usual, or than I've been doing, just to make sure. Like I said, this is only the second one I've worked. That I know of. If I did another one, it was a ring size. Because I'd say if I had to cut one, I probably had 2 pieces, but I don't remember. I don't think I had to cut it. I think I just stuck it on a dopstick. Yeah, it's gonna have pits and stuff in it. It's got a fairly good shine though. Compare that side to this side, but I haven't really worked yet. Yeah, let's just run it all this way one more time. Then go to the 3000 grit. Let's see what it does. I gotta check my ends yet either. I am getting more shine out of that. The longer I put it on there, at least that one side. So let's just keep that up. Maybe we'll get down to a good mirror finish on the face. This is stay off the scritch sides. Of course, I could probably go right over to 3000 and do the same thing just half the time, but I'm trying to get it much better before I do that. I don't know that I want to run this through any aluminum oxide with all these little pits and stuff in it. They're black now, but white's not going to make them look any better. At least there's some other black on the stone that I can't do anything with, and some of it's even polishing. These ends aren't polishing all that great, but they are taking a little bit of a polish anyway. Where that aluminum oxide sitting there wouldn't look polished. I hope I didn't just screw up something there. Caught an edge of the stone, or edge of the wheel. Yeah, I didn't mess anything up. There's this last side. I think I'll move on after this and see what the 3000 does. Water. It's not quite ready yet. Dad had a tiger eye ring when I was a kid, and I can't remember if it had a gloss finish on it or not, or if it was a glossy finish, or whether you could still see fibers and gaps in the fibers, but his was store-bought. I don't know what store. That still doesn't seem to be helping much. On this side. I wasn't holding it hard enough against the wheel. Come back here, you. Okay, I'm going to go to the next wheel. Maybe it'll do it. Maybe it'll get it looking better. If it don't get it looking better, then I'm going to assume that's the way it always turns out. Because I know I can't be that bad. I mean, equipment's the same. Wear and tear on it's just a little different, but that shouldn't make a whole lot of difference. All it takes is more time when you got worse off equipment, or worse off grit, worn grit I should say, or worn wheels. everything's coming to a good shine. Still going to have some lines and pits and that type of stuff in it, but not as bad as it was a minute ago. I thought it was going to be really bad, but it ain't. Ain't bad at all. Yeah, let me go back one more time this way. I think this way left it better. Like maybe crystals are dragging some of those fibers around, opening up gaps that didn't have there before, or something along those lines. I don't know. Okay, I can live with that. Let me move over here a little closer. Well, that's not working out too good. Trying to turn it, but my arm's going the wrong direction. Every time I do turn it, it changes it to the wrong angle from the camera. That's it. I'm sure it's not showing up as good on there as it is in real life. But the way the schiller moves and the tiger eye is kind of cool. So that's that one, and now I'm going to call that one good. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I'm hoping to make these a little longer so you can see all that I'm doing and what I'm working out and figuring out on my own and all that. And maybe it'll help you in your endeavors. I'll take all comments, good or bad. Doesn't matter to me. But thanks for watching and have a good day.